Joining university in Kenya as of 2023 with similar mentality that was there back in 1970s, 80s, and 90s, and early 2000s, that I'm going to show up in that place for the next 4 years in a row, be teachable, acquire my solver papers, that I'm going to prove to somebody that I'm employable. I have this set of skills, maybe as a teacher, as an engineer, as a lawyer, as whatever you're going to be at the end of the 4 years, all right? And then believing that you get us yourself into this corporate world, you're going to secure yourself a job with a similar paper with nothing else on top of it, that the world gonna be simple for you. That is utter useless. Alright, that's very true. I'm gonna bust the bubble for today. I know your parents cannot share this information with you. I know probably your teachers cannot share this information with you. They just tell you work hard, get your A's and whatever, and then the world ahead of you is gonna be great. And guess what? I'm sharing this information from the first hand, from my own personal experience. I'm a university graduate, and I'm gonna tell you the do's and don'ts before joining out that place, because we never had somebody who can share with us this information. So you better take that chair, sit down and relax, watch this video with an open mind. If you don't, then you're gonna get yourself in the same problem, the same troubles, and then after the 4 years you're gonna be like, hey, you know what guys, help me, and then you'll be blaming everybody, starting from your parents to your neighbors to the government to anybody. So this is the video for you, and I'm gonna share the truth with you. This is what you're supposed to do instead. But before you do that, guess what? I usually post a video each and every day. I make sure that I share tips, be it in the businesses, investments, about general life as far as the money is concerned. So if you don't want to miss any good video of mine, this is what I want you to do. It doesn't cost you a dime, only 1 second, and I bet you get that 1 second with you. Just down below there on your right, or rather your left, there is a button written subscribe, right? And then on the left there is a button written like, right? Just hit those two vertical buttons, and guess what happens? You get to be notified whenever I upload a new good video. So right, so let's get into the business now. I know there are some people who are already in the university watching this video, others are parents watching these videos, others are about to join university watching this video. Actually, the CUSPs, that's a body that actually is mandated with the university things, elections and what have you. It's open up and people are applying for the universities in Kenya. So the question is this: before you click that button, before you actually get yourself into troubles, this is the information I'm going to share with you that is the truth. I know probably right now you're asking people which is the best marketable course out there, or the best that I can be able to do. There is nothing like a marketable course. Nothing. It's you being marketable, not the course. That's for a fact, all right? So this is the point, and this is what you're supposed to do. All right, I'm not going to tell you like switch off the thing and assume that you scored all those A's and whatever and don't join the university. Instead, this is what I'm gonna say. I would rather, this is what I'm saying in this specific video. One thing that you're supposed to understand is that the world that you're living in, with the Kenya in specific, it's a very competitive world. It's not like back in 1980s, 70s, and 60s where Kenya just got independence and we are running short of teachers, running short of lawyers and engineers and what have you. Right now where we are, we have sizable number of people who are educated, that's for sure. We have more than 61 public universities in Kenya that are chartered and registered, that are producing, that are emitting, learners, graduates each and every year. All right. So, but the size of the market that is out there is quite small. It's like having yourself a dinosaur or dinosaur, depends on how you pronounce it, right? That big animal with a very small head with a big body. All right. So the big body is where we have the candidates who are learning, but the small head is where they tend to go. Obviously, we cannot all fit in that small head. You know why? Our economy is not expanding. We aren't building infrastructure. We don't have enough companies to employ people and such kind of a thing. Of course, we are facing problems. We are facing challenges, right? China managed to solve theirs. We aren't yet there. But the question is this: what can you be able to do? There are these things that people usually talk of, technical courses. Those courses that get yourself like handy skills and something of sort. And I'm going to add something on top of that. There's something I'm going to share with you from my own personal experience. They don't need what I schooled for. All right, that's a very different thing that I'm doing as of now. So what you can supposed to do, yes, join that university, but the moment you kick in those doors or those gates of the university, understand one thing: the world that I've left behind is quite a competitive one. It's not a place that is waiting me with my funding papers, with my graduation gowns and what have you, and then they absorb me, and then I'm entitled to a salary at the end of the month, and I'm gonna surprise my parents with big houses, big cars, and big families, wife and kids, and blah blah, all those kind of things. Just understand it's a competitive world, and it doesn't give a shit. So this is the point we're supposed to do. I would advise you, once you show up in those doors, try to look for something extra on top of what you're studying. Let's take a very typical example. Let's say you've been called to university as a teacher, or you called in university and you promised to be a teacher at the end of the 4 years. This is what I advise you to do. Get yourself on top of that a different skill. How about if you decide to go up to that school? Remember one thing: the school fees is being paid for you, your rent is being paid for you, the food is being paid, probably even the dressing and everything. So for you to only to concentrate and think, how about if you take that free? It's like you've been given 4 years, everything has been switched off. No responsibilities, no nothing. How about you use those 4 years and acquire yourself? On top of that, you get something on top of it. Guess what? It only takes like 6 months to learn a whole new set of a skill and be a professional about it. So if you decide to be learning no new different skill in a period of 6 months, guess how many skills you get at the end of it? 4 years. You can just imagine that. So don't be lazy. Don't show up in that university and then believe that everything will be okay. This is what I advise you to do. Yes, of course, they talk about technical skills and what have you, but nowadays where the world is heading to the digital world. That's what I'm gonna concentrate on. I'm not gonna tell you go learn about plumbing, about electricals and what have you. This is what I'm gonna tell you. Nowadays, as we speak, money is in the internet. The future land is in the internet. Kitambo, people used to inherit land from their parents. So what you do is that pick that thing that you know that can help you. What are these examples of things that can help you? How about you say, like, for the next 2 months, I'm going to learn about graphic design. Yes, that's a whole new set of a skill that you can employ yourself. And forget about these papers. You know, sometimes when I talk to people and tell them you can learn about the graphic design and employ yourself, they still stick their mentality to being employed. Like, how I'm gonna prove to somebody that, what the hell are you proving to somebody? You're not proving anything to anybody. The point is this: you can employ yourself. We have variety of websites, the areas where you can be able to disseminate your services and get paid. Sometimes you don't even need to work on those websites. You can work on yourself. You can look for clients and you can be able to link up with people and get money out of it. That's how exactly you do it. Anyway, it's not only graphic design that you can learn. There are various of you can do web designing. And these things, by the way, you don't need to teach anybody. Or rather, you don't need to pay anybody to learn them. Honestly speaking, you just need to show up to a very reliable and legit website that you can learn. For example, Allison. It's free. You can just join, enroll there, and learn those things. All right. For example, if you want to learn something like web design, to do with web designing, to do things like programming, you can do Java, you can do Python, C++, and what have you. All those things you can be able to pick one and be able to do something about it. How about you pick like a skill like like editing, like video editing. You can do like photoshopping. Those are the things that pays nowadays. How about you to pick something like data entry? Those are skills that you can be able to learn. How about you become yourself a very nice, good, what we call like video editor and what kind of things. We have a lot of people who are coming up as content creators. They need video editors. You can pick one there. You can as well become a video editor as well, or rather a content creator. How about you create a content about video editing? All right, it's a skill that then you can create content about it and then employ yourself. In the process of you telling people they can edit, that's how you attract clients. So if you get left behind by this social media, but I know very well you're very much aware that the social media is taking up at a very high rate, but you're there just being entertained. How about you pick it and use it to informing you? And I believe at this particular point you're supposed to consume what we call the infotainment, meaning it's informing you and entertaining you at the same time. Instead of posting that video out there in Facebook, YouTube, and whatever, just in Instagram showing people how nice you are, the nice shoes that you got, how about you pick a place where you can be able to learn skills and grow with it to the next level? If today you're to pick up people who graduated like 5, 6, 7 years or 10 years ago from the university and ask them, why are you doing what you studied? Probably over 90% they will tell you, no, I'm not doing what I studied. What I'm doing right now is quite different. It's a skill that I learned after I got out of the university. You know why? Experience is the best teacher. Once you get out of the university, that's the time you open your eyes and you realize it's a nasty world, it's a nasty place. It's not how you thought it is. Right? So before that time comes and you do not have time. Can you imagine this? You want to learn a new skill, at the same time you do not have your rent, you have your kids, probably you make a mistake and marry before you even graduate. Or you pregnate somebody before you graduate. That's the worst thing that you can ever do in life. Right now, whenever everything is being paid for you, catered for you, or somebody is thinking about those things somewhere, how about you pick that thing and do something about it? But if you just do it in the conventional, if you do the way we did, then you're going to have a very nasty time. If you do it differently, you do exactly what we are telling you, then you can be able to get yourself out of the problem that you are in right now. You're gonna get out of the problem. I know the government gonna promise you a lot of things, and they're gonna tell you they're gonna give you free attachment. Excuse me, that's a code. They're gonna promise you that they're gonna give you what we call like internships and all those kind of promises. Whatever gets out of the politician's mouth, always take it with a pinch of salt. The point is this: you can be able to do something for the sake of your life before you join that specific university. Otherwise, if you continue with that mentality and believe that you're going to show up and do the same thing and then expect a different result, you're going to be in a big problem. This is what you can do. Just like I said, if I may just echo exactly what I've said, pick a skill that you know can be able to benefit you for you. You can pick a forex trading, all right? You can learn forex. And I said it's not a must you get taught by anybody. But if you do love to be taught, I offer those classes. Anyway, you can pick my number from the description of this specific video and we can get each other. I have a full course notes at 2K. I have online classes for 8 days for only 8,500. But if you don't want that, you can just learn by yourself anyway, okay? I just learned it by myself. So the point is this. Pick a thing that you know very well at the end of the day that's gonna pay you. I remember back when we were in campus, we were being told like, hey, you know what, guys, you can run about a program, you can learn about this, and we are like, all fun we had is about hanging around with ladies and having fun, nicing ourselves, and those kind of things. And then once we are together, we usually have what we call the crowd thinking. But once you identify or isolate yourself when you're alone, that's the time the reality starts kicking in and it actually slaps you very hard. So anyway, I haven't scared you. That is the nasty world that you're living in, and this is how competitive it is, and you have to do something about it. All right. So anyway, if you've managed to watch this video up to this particular end, you do not even know who I am. My name is Joseph. Talk about money, talk about investment, and anything related to that exactly. But I said I have to share this because in one way or the other, it has money relationship in one way or the other. So anyway, forget not to comment down below. Tell me what you think, because I'm a believer, just like an iron sharpens another iron, so do we learn from each other. So for now, it's a goodbye. But don't forget, grab that number from my description of this specific video if you'd like me to take you through that kind of a skill like the forex trading. Or if you're out there, you got yourself some money. Now this is about the parents and the business people. You got yourself some cash, you don't even know what business you can be able to start. Now take that number. I got booklets about business plans of different businesses, 40 of them to be specific, actually more than 40 of them. All right, I also have booklets about investments. You can pick a copy. For the business plan is 280. For the booklets about other investment is 220. For now, it's a goodbye. See ya in the next one, and see ya.